everyone, it's Nonna Grace, and I'm from Western New York. Today, I want to first of all say to Hunter, hi Hunter, he's got a loose tooth. You know, it's his first loose tooth. Hunter, when you have a loose tooth, it means you're growing up. I remember when I had my teeth were getting loose when I was younger, and you know, the tooth fairy does come, and she does leave some money. My tooth fairy used to leave a dime and a nickel, I believe, or 2 dimes and a nickel. Sometimes it was 25 cents. Some of these tooth fairies leave too much money, and I think that ruins it for a lot of the little kids. But when I was little, I used to put my tooth in this. This is a stainless steel bowl. Mr. Brown used to ting on one of these to get her snack. But this is the bowl. I used to put this bowl outside my bedroom door because you don't want to put it under your pillow. You know why? You probably have toys on the floor and you don't want the tooth fairy to trip over some toys. Or you might have, your pillow might get disheveled and she'll be searching underneath there and can't find it, or it could fall onto the floor, and then she really will have a hard time. So I used to put mine in this little dish outside my bedroom door, and this way every morning I used to check, the tooth is still there, the tooth fairy didn't come. Sometimes she has a lot of trips to make and she takes a few days to get to you, but when she does get to you, you'll find your silver in there. You'll find probably 2 dimes and a nickel if you're lucky. Maybe you'll find a quarter. I used to like to find 2 dimes and a nickel. It's the same thing as a quarter, but it just looks like more. Well, Hunter, enjoy that loose tooth. You have to wiggle it enough to get it loose enough so that it will come out. But don't try to pull it unless it's really loose, because it will hurt if you try. It might bleed a little bit, but that's okay. It stops really fast. Well, let's go to that little video. I had a question from Mr. G. And Mr. G, this part's for you. I'm going to answer it. Mr. G asked, how can you keep the wild birds out of your chicken food? I suggest one of these troughs. It's like a spinny thing, so when the birds come to it, they can't sit on here. Ow, what are you poking me there for, Mr. Brown? He's tapping me in the back. He says, I want attention. What is it you want? Huh? You want to say hi to the people? Hello, people. Yeah, and then I put their extra food over here. And Dorothy, what are you doing? You're digging a very big hole with your baby. She's digging dirt, looking for little bugs. And the baby's, and you're poking me again there, Mr. Brown. What are you doing that for? Huh? You're such a good little girl, wanting attention. And I have this Buff back in the timeout box because she was still broody. She stayed in there for 3 days and she still wanted to sit. So I put her back. Someone asked me which one, how do I tell Emma? Look at Emma's tail. That's how you tell that's Emma. Emma has a real short, messy tail. It's not like this other one over here that's got a nice, long kind of tail. Hers is real messy. That's Emma. I would also suggest some form of scarecrow that has kind of loose clothing, because when it moves, it would scare the little birds away. But you know, the chickens get used to it and it doesn't scare them. When it was first put out, it scared them, but not after. So something like this. And I also would say not to have your chicken food on the outside if you can help it. Have it in an enclosed area, but if you do, just put some scarecrows around it, or a pretend owl. The chickens are smart. They recognize that it's not real, but the birds, they get fooled real easy. Another trick to scare the little birds away would be to hang some CDs. You can decorate them if you like, or just leave them like this, and the shininess will flash in the light and it will scare the little birds, but it doesn't scare the chickens. They get used to it and they know it's not going to hurt them. Yesterday, Jim brought me daisies, so I put the daisies in a vase. They are cute. I had too many, so I gave the chickens some. They enjoyed them too. They ate some of the petals. They enjoyed what was going on. And right now, look what he's doing. It's raining outside, so guess what? He's checking these are really dirty, the fan things. He's using the baby wipes to clean them off. Also in that video, you saw the bouquet of flowers that Jim brought me yesterday. He had a whole bouquet of daisies, and I took the daisies and I put them in a vase, and then there was so many, I had to give some to the chickens. They seem to enjoy the petals. They like eating the daisies too. They ate the leaves and they leave the stems. But there was an awful lot of flowers there, a lot of them. You know, when Jim was working on the farm, he used to bring me flowers. He used to pick those wild flowers in the field, and there were some really, really pretty purple ones. I don't know what kind they were, but they were gorgeous. Maybe they were crocuses, early spring. I don't know what you brought me.
No, I think they were called phlox.
Phlox?
Phlox raw.
There was some real pretty flowers, though, that you brought me.
Yeah, they have.
And then he used to put them in a real pretty vase. His mom had a vase. This was when we were dating. He would bring them, and then after we were married, he would bring me food, things that wild greens that I liked to eat. He used to pick those, like the wild mustard greens. One time he brought me the mustard greens, but he brought me the wrong kind. He brought me the bitter kind. Oh, they were bad. I cooked them anyways, and we tried eating them, but they weren't as good. So then he learned which ones were the better ones. I cooked mustard greens today, but I cooked the tame kind. I don't have the wild kind. The wild kind you have to get before the flowers come on. And so I did the tame mustard greens today. They are really good. You boil them a little bit to make them tender, and then I fried them. And I fried them with some bacon grease because I like them with bacon grease. You can put them with eggs if you wish, but I didn't feel like having any eggs. Talking about eggs, now that I moved on to eggs. Today I got the doorbell rang, and I'm thinking, who is here? Well, the neighbor's son came by. Apparently he has a stand where he sells things, and he wanted to know if I could provide him with eggs. And he wanted to know how many eggs I could provide. And I said, well, on a good week I only get like 7 dozen. Every Tuesday I put eggs out. So he's going to take, every week he's going to take 5 dozen. This way it leaves some for the people that I still can put some eggs out for those people. Then he will sell the eggs, and I will be guaranteed to sell at least 5 dozen every week, which is pretty nice. So thank you, Tim. His name is Tim. Thank you very much. Well, that's it for today. I'll talk to you all again tomorrow. Bye-bye.